Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of our baby dragon tutorial. You should have completed pretty much the upper part of the dragon. Okay, and in this portion we're going to be making the stomach and attaching it, and then we'll be done. If you are planning on wiring the dragon, now is a good time before we add the stomach. If you don't know how to do that, you can check out my video called How to Wire Your Dragon. Okay, I do it on a much bigger sample, but it pretty much gives you the main idea of how to weave a wire through it so that it can be posable. Okay. Before we start the stomach on this guy, I want to show you how to make little fans. If you're doing like an aquatic dragon, a water dragon, I'm going to put little fans on the side of my dragon's head. To make it look more aquatic. So I will show you how to do that really quickly, and then we will move on to the stomach. Okay, so we're going to make little fans for the side of the head. So I'm using my body color here, taking 3, and now I'm going to double loop 3 times. 2, 3. Okay, and I'm also going to double loop going out this way. 2, 3, and the other way. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cap off with my claw color, which is white, because it will kind of give the illusion that he has tiny little spikes at the tips of his fan, which I think looks pretty cool. If you don't want it to look like that, then just use the body color. But pretty much you just wrap each one around, creating 5 loops at the ends of these 3 columns here. Okay, and then I'm going to use the wing membrane color, which is the sparkly jade green. Double loop it there and double loop one more here. Okay, and I'm going to loop up, starting with this side first. And this side, and then the bottom here. These 3 here, toughest one there. Okay. I'm going to tie a slip knot with 2 of the body color, okay? So make sure you do this with the body color and you're doing it with 2 just for extra security. And then we will gently lift this off. And what you can do is kind of splay the fans open a little bit so you can see that inner color. Okay, so you want to make 2 of those. I have my second one already made. Okay. So after you make both of them, what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of position them like that. I'm going to go through the set of bands behind the horn. Okay, so let's see how it looks. The set that the horn is on, let's go through that one and see how it looks. So push the horn forward like that, and then we'll go through this, the same set that the horn is on, but behind the horn. Then we're going to go straight across through that center set, and then straight across through the other end of the horn, like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the slip knotted ends through that way, okay, and then I'm going to stick my hook in through the opposite direction. So I'm going through the same loops I just went through. Whoops. What is that loop from? Must be a horizontal band. Okay. So going through the same set. And we're going to pull the other side through the other way. Okay, so what I'm going to do with these loose ends is I'm going to wrap this set around this fan and this set around this fan, and we'll see how that looks. Alright, so he's got his little fans. Okay, so that's cute if you're doing like a water sea dragon type little critter, and he looks pretty cute with those. Okay, they're totally optional, and then if you decide you don't like them, you can just take them right off by lifting the bands back around and pulling them out. So it's totally optional, and you can change it and, you know, to your liking. Alright, let's work on his stomach. So we're going to do this in 2 parts. So I'm going to use my wing membrane color, but you can use whatever stomach color you want. And I'm going to start with 2 at a time. I'm going down 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and we also want to change this to the offset. So just lift up the middle row, you can move it back. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll go down the side. Okay, this part is going to be the neck, and we're going to go down 4 times with 2 bands. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and now this next part is going to be the chin and jaw. So we're going to double loop this. Okay, so double loop again, double loop again, and again here. I'm going to organize my bands here so they're not all twisted, especially the double looped ones. Don't want them to be super twisted up. I'm going to wrap a band here, wrapping around, creating 4 loops. Okay. Choosing a tongue color for her. I'm wondering if I should do pink or what color? Let's do pink. Why not? Alright, let's do our horizontals really quick. So we're going to double loop across there, and across here. Okay, and then the rest of these up here are just going to be regular, 2 at a time. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to push down all my edge sets. Okay. So I'm going to, you want to use your main body color for this part. So I'm going to use the teal. So you want to take a band and you're going to wrap it twice around that peg. And you're going to take another one, wrap it twice around this peg. It's like you're capping it, but with only wrapping it to create 2 loops. The rest of these, I'm going to put 2 on there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. I'll put 1 on each edge set here. like so. Okay. Alright, we're going to begin looping these bands, but just stay with me because we're going to add the tongue soon. So first, we're going to go in order here. Look at the sides. Loop right over this guy here. And then we can get this guy too. Okay, let's do the opposite side. If you wanted to put teeth on the bottom jaw, these rows are where you would add them as you loop up. I tried putting teeth on the bottom and I didn't think it looked as cute, so totally optional. Alright, here we're going to add a tongue to this next set. So choose a color for your tongue. And just sparkly blue would be cool. Yeah, let's stick with pink. Okay, so you're going to wrap a band around creating 5 loops. Then we're going to attach 4 double looped bands to it. So here's the first. 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. And here's 4. Okay, so as we loop up this final guy, we're going to pull that on there, like so. Oh, we should have looped up this guy first. Hold on. Pull that one back because we want to get this guy first. So you might have to unloop that if you only have one hook. Don't forget that guy. And then we loop up this guy. Sorry about that. Alright, then we loop down. Loop over these guys, acting as if the bands aren't there, but we don't want them to come off. Okay, take 3 random color bands to tie these guys off with. Alright, so here's part 1. So I'm going to gently take this off. Okay, this part we might want to go from the bottom, just so we don't break anything. Okay, you want to pull the bands to the edges. The sets where there's 2, you want to pull 1 to each side. Preferably the one at the top goes to the same side in each set, but it's not really that big of a deal. So top one to the left, bottom one to the right, or whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, don't forget these guys down here. They're a little squished down here, but you have 2 more big ones. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to work on the rest of it. So cute. Okay. So I'm just gonna okay, no, I'm gonna leave this. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Okay, so take 2 of your belly color right here. Okay, then we're going to go down 2 more times. So here's 1, 2. Now we're going to go to the side, like so. And to the other side. head to the center. And now we're going to go straight down the rest of the way. Okay, so I'm going to do one more horizontal with 2 bands here, and then the next set's going to be double looped. So this one is double looped, and this one is double looped, and then we want to go double looped across these guys. Okay, we're going to push down the edges. Alright, and first let's attach what we have here. So we'll attach these 3 sets to these 3 pegs. I'm going to take the tying bands off now, so I don't have to do it after. So we're wrapping around the 4 loops, including that loose teal, or whatever color you have there, body color. Same thing on this side. Make sure that teal gets around there. And the center set. Like so. Okay, so now we can put 1 band on each peg going up. Two there, 2 there, 2 there. Okay. So we're going to start, let's start with this side here. So we're going to loop up. Alright, now we're going to go to the opposite side. Okay, so now we got to go up the middle. Okay, take 2 final bands here to tie off the end. So 2 there, okay. And then we will very gently take this off. Might be better to lift from the bottom. Okay, so just like before, we're going to pull our bands to the edges. If you have any tying bands, you want to pull those off on the stomach and on the dragon. Okay. Alright, so sometimes the ones at the neck here will want to go back to the middle, so you just got to keep forcing them to the sides. Okay, so we're going to take our little guy. So cute. Alright, so what we want to do is we're going to lay him down. This side with the tongue is going to go up here. Okay, and the other side obviously goes down that way. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of lay the jaw underneath the head. Okay, what I'm going to do, first let me show you something. We are focusing on all the band sets all along the edge of the dragon. Okay, each set, you can look at the set from the top loops, you can look at the set from the side loops, or you can look at the set from the bottom loops. Okay, so we're going to be going through all three of those sets as we go along. I have a loose band here, just ignore that. When I attached it, that band wasn't wrapped, so don't worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to the set behind the eye here. Okay, right before the horn, the set before the horn and behind the eye, and we're going to go to the top of this, through the top of the set. Okay. I'm going to pull this first band, which is the double one we did. You're going to pull that through that top set, like that. Okay. So now, I'm going to push the horn back, and I'm going to go through the top set of the horn, or of the bands that the horn's attached to, the top set right in front of it. And you're going to pull through the next band in line. Now we want to, once in a while, we want to stretch this out to make sure we're not missing any. So I'm going to go through this guy and to pull him through that top set, as well as the two loops on my hook from the first band. Okay. So now I'm going to go underneath the horn, and I'm going to go past the horn and the fan if you have a fan. Alright, and we're going to focus on the set behind where the horn is attached. So you have the end of the set here, then you have the next set. So I'm going to go through the top again, and we're going to find the next set in here. Right, again, this is these are the next sets, and they like to go back to the middle, so make sure you have one on each side. We're going to pull this one through the top, and then through the loop that was on our hook. This is regular stomach attachment for those of you who have done this before. Okay. Then we're going to go through the next set, the top of the next set, and we're going to pull the next loop through that and through the loop on our hook. So we're going to continue doing this, trying not to stretch any of the bands out. Okay. Alright, when we reach, okay, this next set, we're going to do the same thing. Okay. So it should look like this, like the jaw is kind of facing the side right now. Okay, it's starting to get stitched together. Okay. Okay, good. Alright, so now the next set is where the leg begins. Okay, the leg is attached to the next set. We're going to go through the side of this set. So we went through the top before, now we're going through the side of this next set. And we're going to pull the band through and through the loop. Now, since this is the leg part, we're going to go through the bottom. Okay? So the next two sets, we're going through the bottom of the sets. So we'll go through the next one. Pull the loop through that and through the loop. This next one I'm actually going to correct my mistake here. So the next one you're also going through the bottom set. Okay. And then the next set is where the leg also connects. So we're going to go through the side of that set. Just like we did in the front of the leg. Through the side. Okay, and now we're going to go back through the top set, or the top of the set. Next set in line. The top of the next set in line. The next set is also where the leg connects, so we're going to go through the side. Oops. Okay, and now we're going to go through the bottom of the set. And the bottom of the next set. Okay, here's where the leg also attaches, so we're going through the side of the next set. Through the side, there we go. Okay, now we're going to go back to the top sets. Top set again. Top set again. Top set again. Okay, so now we've reached the end and where the two slip knot bands are. So I'm going to turn the tail and I'm going to go through the outside set here from the bottom. So we're going through the bottom of the set and we're going to pull one of those tying bands through that. Okay? So use a holding hook or a pencil to hold this band whilst we stitch the other side. Okay? So the other side, we want to make sure it's exactly the same, otherwise the stomach's going to be crooked. So again, we're starting at the set behind the eye from the top. Okay, and we're pulling through those two small loops right behind the jaw. Okay, then we're going to the front of the horn, pulling through the next guy. Make sure you go in order. Sometimes you gotta stretch the neck out to see which band it comes first, and that's fine. Okay, then we're gonna go underneath. Alright, so... Okay, so now again, we're going through the top set, pulling through the next guy. The second side is always a little tricky, I think, just because you're going the opposite way, but you know. So we're continuing to go through the top of the sets until we reach where the front leg is attached. Okay, so this one is where it's attached, so we're going to go through the side of the set. Okay, then we're going to go through the bottom of the set. And the bottom of the next set, and then the side of the next set. If you want to add a little bit of stuffing at this point, you can pause and do that. I honestly don't think he really needs the stuffing. Oops. All right. Okay, here's the side of the next set. The leg is attached here. Then we go through the bottom of the next set. The bottom of the next one. The side of the next one. Okay, and then we go back to the top. Okay, and then we go through the outer set on the bottom. So check to make sure that your two ends are even on the sides, so you don't have one that ended up here, one that ended way down here. If you did, you might want to redo it just so your stomach is straight. So I'm going to take both of those loose ends in one finger. This is where you need one C-clip. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to take your hook and go into the tail and come out and right where those two loops are. You want to pull the two loops into the tail and out to the edge. And right here you want to put a C-clip on them. This will keep them from popping back out the end. And then just stick the C-clip into the tail where nobody will find it. Ah. Okay. And there, my friends, is your adorable baby dragon. Just, you can adjust things now if you need to. So, you know, you can push the eye, you can kind of fix the bands on the eye if you need to. Make sure you push the eye up like that. Why is this eye bands being weird? Oh, we'll have to fix those later. Okay. So there he is. Mine guy is a little water dragon, and the fans on the side of the head really help make it look aquatic. Alright, so here's the water dragon, here's the fire dragon. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like to make these little dragons. I would love to see all your variations that you guys make with all different colors. Feel free to change some things up, make the horns different sizes, put them in different places. You could put horns coming out from his stomach, from his chin. So really have fun with this guy and make all of them look different. Okay, check out the links in the description for my Facebook and Instagram pages. Please share with me your creations that you make. I'd love to see your baby dragons, guys. Alright, I hope you enjoyed. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time looming. Bye!